Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, before I get started with my lesson, I would like to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, gosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well and teach well. Peace and love to the hopeful elect, to the men out here pushing this truth across the four corners of the earth. And sincerity, peace and love, and salutation to the one third remnant, which goes back into you men, women, and children, which goes back to Jacob's 12 children. All right, you Native Americans, you Latinos, and you blacks. Okay, going back into you Gad, going back into Judah, going back into Ephraim, going back into Manasseh, and so forth. You know, we make up the 12 tribes. Us. Okay, the bywords and proverbs. Okay, not you other godless nations. Okay, Yahweh Ratazah, hey, this lesson be, you know, edifying to you, to whoever. What is they doing? Slaki. Yahweh Ratazah, this lesson be edifying to you. Uh, this is like kind of like a flow in the spirit, but you know, I'm gonna start off with the book Daniel, chapter 12, because what this is we in the time of the end. Okay, this is what we have to talk about. We have to talk about the things that's going on in this earth. You know, we still go into certain things, but hey, we in the time of the end right now, and we are about to, like Big Bro said at church, the Lord is finna ultimately uh, bring divine intervention into this earth, and we about to see it. And I got a few precepts, so just bear with me. You know, Lord will, like I said, just be edified through the Spirit. Look at 821. Call him like how about Shemal Shai. I ain't got that much charge, but we gonna flow it though. Hold up. It says Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Now we can break that down quickly. Okay. And who is Michael? Michael is the top angel up under Yahushua. Okay. He's the one that's gonna, come down here and intervene, and he's gonna make sure that like I just said, Big Bro said, the angel's gonna have to intervene because this devil is gonna come down with great wrath because he has such a short time. He trying to be able to act like Yahweh, and he can't. It's because we got the cheat code from the scriptures. Okay, all right. And what it say? Michael's gonna stand for the children of thy people. Okay, and who is the people? It's us, Israel. Okay, but the only ones that's truly gonna know is the elect. Okay, so this ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is a sacred uh this is a sacred book, sacred information. Okay, and it's only given to those who hear and those who has the eyes to see. Okay, and it said at the end, what it say right here? It says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, and everyone that shall be found reading the book. And let's go get a precept. Let's go to let me slide to this other app. Let's go to Second Esdras. Okay, because hey, it's going down. Okay, and see what it say. He answered me then and said, Second Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and what thou seest part of the signs past, which I had told thee before. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, let me just slide down and just get that top piece. Okay, I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifested. So I just read in Daniel 12 the time of the end. So Michael, we in the end. So Michael gonna The end is already manifested. Michael is finna come down here with the other angels, and they finna come through and swipe, and they finna come through here and swipe everyone that's not written in that book, and they're gonna come swipe everyone that's written in the book. How we know that? We're gonna go get this precept right here. Let me go to Zechariah. It's beautiful outside, y'all. Especially in the morning, in the rising. Zechariah 13 and 8. No. Salaki. That's not Zechariah. That's no, that's Ezekiel 9 and 4. Yep. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, the vision of the slaughter. Okay? Ezekiel chapter 9 and 4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, talking to these angels, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. This is what Daniel chapter 12 and 1 is speaking about. Okay? At that time, we say every one that should be found written in the book shall be delivered, roughly paraphrasing. Okay? We gonna be crying and sighing and crying for all the wickedness that be done out here, because this ain't true living. Man, who want to get up on the hamster wheel every day? Okay? Like, you can't love your neighbor, truly. Yeah, because they believing in other demons, false idols. Come on, man. Then it says, verse 5, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have you pity. So, that mark is saying in verse 4, this goes into the Hebrew word dawah. It's different from the word mark in the Revelation, which means charagma. Okay, so that's why the apostles and elders tell us to, hey, research these words. Okay, and I just told you because I'm on quick timing, but I'm moving. So, hey, just go back to it if you didn't hear it. But yeah, that mark is going into dawah, which means a sign from. It's like an exemption. You know how you do good all year in school and you get exempt. You don't got to take the test. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what this basically is about. Okay, but as you can see, it said that the angel gonna go through there and smite. Okay, and that other word for mark, like I just said, is a sign from Egyptian. So that's uh like deliverance basically. Let's read on. It says slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man whom is the mark and begin in my sanctuary, Israel. Then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. So as you can see, the Lord just said, hey, don't come near the ones that got that mark. That's a sign of deliverance right there. Okay? Going back into this Daniel chapter 12. Hey, it said, and what it say at the end? And at that time, that people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Those are the ones that signed and crying out here. And me, myself, I'm one of them. And because this is not living, you know. We do the best that we can. Yeah, we grow our little food. Yeah, we eat a little better. Yeah, we reading more, trying to do our best to just stay sane around here. Because this world don't want you to be sane. They want you to be insane. Okay? And let me go get this right here. Let's go back to 2nd Esdras and 9. Because like I said, the end is manifest. So it's showing you, Michael, they coming. They already here. They been here. They always was here. And they here even more. You just gotta look up. 2nd Esdras 9 and 6, and it says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved, hold on. Look, dun the air conditioner came on. And shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So, hey, what work? Coming out, going to the highways and byways, preaching the gospel, standing on all 10, believing on Yahweh Shem Shai, and just trusting in his just trusting in him that everything is going to be all right. Okay, because you got to have faith to trust in Yahweh by Shemawashah. Okay, and this was the point right here that I wanted to get to. This is 2nd Ezra 9:8, because like I said, the Lord said, "Hey, our people shall be delivered." How is that going to be delivered? Watch this. It says it's going into about how we're gonna be how we're gonna be saved. Okay, how we gonna be able to escape all this fire that's coming, all this wrath of the devil. Okay, and it says shall in 2nd Ezra 9:8, it says shall be preserved from the sad perils. Okay, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them. Them, who is them? The people of the thy people. So like it said, if I had sanctified them for me from the beginning. So the people that's found written in the book, according to Daniel chapter 12, who Michael gonna stand up for, hey, the Lord said, I had sanctified them from the beginning. So hey, you ain't finna come towards those ones that the Lord already got sanctified, you know. And that was like my key little point right there, you know, just showing you that hey, the people that Michael and the other angels they gonna stand up for and come through and protect, hey, they already sanctified, you know, and we don't know who's sanctified. That's why we gotta continue to stay humble through this walk, because hey, you can learn all this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and you get puffed up. But hey, that's why we got our power. Okay, and that's why we continue to pray, we continue to fast, we continue to rebuke Shaitan, you know, and stay on all 10, because hey, we in the time of the end. Okay, and like I said, the angels finna come through and swipe the ones that's despising this word, and they finna come through and swipe the ones that sign and crying, you know, for this for the wickedness that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, so that was the point right there. Hey, we hopefully elect, hey, we got something to look forward to. True eternal life, no more suffering. The ones that's not sighing and crying, they don't have nothing to look for but death. Okay, and they shall know it after pain. And I think that's a little further. Yup, see, it's verse 12, but I'm probably do a little second one. But hey, you get the point. Okay, so like I say, hey, we got something to look forward to. Hey, we just gotta keep fighting, keep pushing. Hey, and Lord will, hey, the Lord come through for us. So with that, hey, I would like to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakah, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well and teach well. Peace and love to the hopeful elect. Peace and love to the 1/3 remnant. To the next time, Yahweh Ratazah. Hey, Shalom.